And moving on to Europe, Eurostat stated that Europe's labour markets showed signs of softening in the third quarter of 2024, indicating a potential decline in inflationary pressures that could support further interest rate cuts. Eurozone labour costs increased by 4.6% in the third quarter, down from 5.2% in the previous quarter, while the job vacancy rate dropped to 2.5% from 2.6%, continuing a downward trend that has persisted for most of the past 2 years. This softening in the labour market may ease inflationary pressures, which have been a primary concern for the European Central Bank. European Central Bank policymaker Peter Casimir has advocated for small, incremental interest rate cuts, emphasizing the need to avoid overreacting to short-term economic pressures. Following the ECB's 25 basis point cut to 3% last week, Casimir, known for his hawkish stance, called the gradual approach prudent in a blog post on Monday. He warned against aggressive monetary easing unless there is a dramatic shift in conditions. Casimir underscored that Europe's economic challenges are fundamentally structural, requiring reforms beyond monetary policy. Finance Minister Rachel Reeves has announced that Britain will release its next set of economic and fiscal forecasts from the Office for Budget Responsibility on March 26th. The forecasts will serve as the first assessment of whether Keir Starmer's Labour Party government, which took office in July, is on track to meet its economic growth targets and increase household disposable incomes. They will also indicate whether Reeves is on course to meet her fiscal rule of balancing day-to-day spending with tax revenues by the end of the decade, a challenge that has become more difficult following weaker-than-expected economic growth figures.
A decade of poor economic growth and stagnant living standards in just a few months. But you'll see from the plans we've been announcing, whether that is the energy reforms we've published today, the reforms to build 1.5 million homes that we published yesterday, the pensions reform